So narcissism on the planet is an issue of mind, and if you notice, the problem is with people. I like to insert the word ego in there because that's what it is. It's a problem with that. And if you are under the impression that people are the answer, then you will get, most likely, you will get enmeshed in a very unnecessary way. Say, when you say unnecessary, there's suffering on this planet and it's unnecessary. If you knew what suffering was, it's the mind. And so there you go. If you know what people were, it's the mind. If you know what the ego was that I insert in the middle, which has a lowercase, it should have a lowercase e. And there's plenty of writings and scriptures that point at this phenomenon that we can find out there in the world full of people. Not in Mother Nature. It's not found even on a table or inside of a box or anywhere. It's happening inside of the phenomenon of when people are interacting, right? And man, I'm about to make it so that your 5-year-old could understand that people don't exist. There is a myth that people can be now. Only now is now, and people are people. We just have characters here that play from one moment to the next. Something. Back to the world of being utterly confused about that. There is a faction of people, or they're just grabbing onto each other by the throats and by their own well, it's programming when you're not getting wise enough, babe. That's what I'm talking about. And there's people aren't the answer. What's usually the answer? Boy, this is a hell of a subject matter because we're talking about, well, how did you study? What are you studying? Are you studying something truly educational, or is it a crock of shit where they say just repeat this out of a book? That's the answer. No, the answer is always the truth. You're going to really have some questions here. And you're looking for something satisfying, something that you already know, actually. You wouldn't even have the question unless it's like, wait a minute, I think I know the answer to this. I just need to hear it from, you're probably 3 or 5. And a lot of times, just through observation, you'll get the answer. Or if you have enough, if you're lost enough and people aren't really available to reality enough, they're not really truth-oriented, you're going to ask them, right? What about this and that? And now you're going to get a whole other world of people trying to respond to you about the truth, which is really just you had an experience. And are we with it or are we not? What if it's like that, kids? I haven't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there, babies? You're looking at somebody who has been privileged enough to stay away from people. I have a deep experience with people. Early on, as a woman, I'm probably going to write a book about it and say, look, how could we be interested? It's not the only thing on the planet, and it's really not even on the planet. These are just characters. What are they doing? From one moment to the next, really, if they are getting enmeshed in each other's, minds, it's like this, and you cannot, if that's what's happening, that's what's going on. It's like, really? And you guys actually think you exist? Because all that exists is the truth. And then there's love that is interested in the truth, and then we celebrate that. This is what we're supposed to do. Excuse me, being a PLEiADIan on this PLEiADIan. This is a PLEiADIan message, I admit, and yes, there's that plague on the planet here, and it's the mind. And do you notice that the language is so vague? It is so vague. It's like, why don't you just talk about people and the mind? Same things. They don't exist. They're not really there in as we think they are. You can't think it, first of all, so why? You can't, like the philosopher says, like, you're not your mind, so why do you care if it's there or not? Like, if it's quiet or noisy, or if it's positive or negative, why do you care? You're not it. See, that's something confusing. Narcissist. Now, what is a narcissist thinking right now? They didn't even get this far, by the way. They don't care. They're not watching videos like this. Narcissists aren't interested in anything but to match up that mind to reality. And so they're like, no, not you, not you, not you, but you. And it's just usually people, right? They want people to fit into there. And it's like, fucking get away from it. Get away from it. What are you doing? Handling mirages, and now it's just slipping through your fingers. And the same thing with reality, too. I'm sorry, babe. You're going to have to get a grip one day. And what is that? Being. Just to get a grip on your being. If you're watching this, you don't have, whether you're interested in it, know it, like it or not, that is the curriculum here. That's the only thing that you have to own is your being, your behaviors, right? So thanks for listening to this. I'm just trying to get over the hurdle of people. Why are you guys getting so tightly enmeshed? Get away from each other. You don't fall off the face of the earth. What happens is you go inside of yourselves first and you feel the warmth of the sun. Maybe you start feeling how warm you are and how it might be the same for others. Is it? Yes. There's where, it's not Sunday, I know, but Christ Jesus once was reported to have said, I know you, but you do not yet know you. And that's when you find just the basic truth. Like, wait a minute, okay, it's just all that it's the same for everybody here, and you can go. You have to go in general. Oh man, am I being trying to tell everybody how to live? No. It would be nice to run into the living. You know, I am boxed up here. You know, I've always been kind of a hermit, and like I said, I've always just kind of gotten away ever since I was a child. It's like important, I think, for me to write a book about it. Say, you know, why the concern of getting involved with each other so quick? I mean, don't you think you need, first of all, you were dealing with these parents who had a bunch of projections, perhaps, and problems or whatever. When do you get time on your own to figure out what you're interested in? I mean, really, and if you find yourself interested in anything, can you find still enough time alone to expand on the subject matter? And pretty soon you're like Tesla holding a lightning bolt, and you're like, how do I share this to these fucking people who just, now they're just going to, they've done nothing but judge you the whole time that you've been off on your own, and you're really not on your own. Nobody fell off the face of the earth. Reality didn't just disappear because people are out of sight, and you still have an embodiment. You're still dealing with the truth. You know, that's the main thing. You want to be amazing? You want to get better at something? You want to just feel like you are cool to yourself? Do you want to look cool to other people? Well, figure out a little bit of where you really are and where life really is. And the children might be watching. I mean, they will pick up on it. Watch this, babes. Become solid in love. It's a test. It's a test for everybody. It's constant. If you're not living as a constant test to yourself, you're doing it wrong.